Howdy folks, Bluesboyjag here. You've seen this guitar like a million trillion times if you've watched a million trillion videos on this particular channel. This is a 3-string cigar box guitar tuned to open G, and I'm going to play, I'm not even sure what this would be called. It's just some licks. So I'm just going to name this playing licks with a pick. I hardly ever use a pick on a cigar box guitar. I think 99% of all the lessons on this channel are finger picking. And I use this particular pick. It is a pick punch. There is a review of the pick punch on my channel that I did a couple of years ago. Basically, it's just a little stapler looking thing, and you just punch out these picks, and I drill a hole in the middle of it so it makes it easier to hold on to. And these are the picks I've been using forever. So I came up with this lick when I first sat down, and I picked up my pick, and blammo, here it is. I guess this is kind of a bluesy rock thing, I'm not quite sure. Call it what you will. So, open G. That's my A string tuned down to G, a D string to normal to D, and a G string, 3rd string, tuned normal to G. People ask me, why do you always have everything tuned to G? Well, I don't always, but most of the time I do, and the reason is most people tune their cigar box guitars to G because, well, not quite sure, it just kind of took off that way. Actually, to the best of my knowledge, the best answer to that would be you can play in all sorts of different keys, and you can play a lot of different upper and lower pitched chords if you're tuned to open G. That seems like sort of a cop-out explanation, but seriously, you really can play a lot of different songs in different keys if you're in the key of G. But you can tune it however you like. I tend to stick with G because everybody else plays G, and so that's why I do most of my lessons in the key of G. So, plastic pick and open G tuning and a little bit of distortion, and I'm using my Roland Cube 10GX. So what I'm doing here is using my 1st finger and my 3rd finger, and I'm sliding up the open G chord, but I'm sliding that middle string from the 3rd fret to the 5th fret. Then I'm putting a little click in there with my pick, just a down up click, and then I'm going to do a down strum with my 1st finger on the 1st string, 3rd fret. So my 3rd finger is sliding up from 3 to 5 on the 2nd string. I'm strumming all 3 strings though, but you gotta pause just a little bit instead of, nothing wrong with that, but I choose to do this. And then I'm putting a click in, or a down up click, I guess you'd say. Then my 1st finger goes to the 1st string, 3rd fret. I'm playing all 3 strings, and I'm fretting the 1st string with my 1st finger on the 3rd fret. Strum all 3. Down. All 3 up, open. So there's 2 more parts to this lick. That one is a hammer from the 1st finger to the 3rd finger, 3rd fret to 5th fret. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I'm choking that chord. Then I'm going to do an up strum on the open chord, no fingers at all. Then I'm using my 1st finger on 1, 3. Then I'm playing all 3 strings open. So make sure you choke that. And then I'm coming back on the up. The next part, first finger is going to be hammered from 0 to 3. Playing all 3 strings on the up strum. So, it sounds a little weird there, but it's supposed to, but it doesn't last very long. Whoops. So the individual notes I'm playing are the first string, 3 to 5, back to 0, and then back to 3 and back to 0. Then I'm simply moving that first finger to the second string, 3rd fret. Then I'm playing all 3 open. And that's the first half of this lick. Or riff, I guess you'd say. Notice how I'm putting that click in there. That's the whole thing. That's on the second string there. The main thing you want to do, keep that down, up, steady. You don't have to, but I think it sounds better that way. Also, it's good to be able to do it both ways. In other words, all downs or down, up, down, up. Notice how I'm choking with that hand. I do that all the time. You don't have to, but I highly recommend you learn how to do it because it's fun and it's really cool. At least I think so. Makes it funky. Literally every single song I play on the cigar box guitar, or an open tuned regular 6-string, I do choking almost all the time. You don't have to, but I highly recommend it. Like I said, it's really cool, it's funky, and it gives you a totally different sound than what most people play. Not a whole lot of people do a lot of that. So when you play it, you stand out. It really, and it's funky too. People love funky music. I don't care what you say. So real slow. That's the middle string sliding up from 3 to 5 with my 3rd finger. Strum all 3 strings. That's simply an open, up strum, and then first finger on first string, 3rd fret, and then no fingers at all. That's a hammer on from the 3rd fret, first string, to the 5th fret. I'm doing an up strum because it makes that first string brighter. If I do a down strum, it makes the bottom string brighter, or louder, I should say. So when I do when I play these licks with the first string, I do an up strum. Otherwise, it sort of gets buried behind the bass strings. So anyway. last part, Jag. All strings up, no fingers. First finger on the second string's third fret. I'm choking that chord off with the second and third fingers. The whole thing. I sort of screwed that one up. One thing that I've been talking about over the past few years is learning a riff and speeding it up real fast, like faster than you really wanted to play it. Why? Just for practice. Then slow it way down for the same reason. You get better at playing super slow if you practice super slow, and you get better playing super fast when you practice super fast. It doesn't mean that the song from there on out is going to be played super slow every time you play it or super fast every time you play it. It's simply a rehearsal technique or a practice technique to play it real slow and real fast. You'd be surprised how hard it is to play some of these songs and these riffs really, 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 really slow. That's too fast. Let's do it real slow. How about even slower than that? You're like, what are you talking? Why are you going? What? I don't understand, Jag. Just hang on. So why do I do that? For consistency. If you play slow, you should be able to play it fast. If you play it fast, you should be able to play it slow. That's pretty much it. It's just good to know that you can do that, right? It's good practice playing fast or slow. Playing up on the fretboard high and playing low and playing the big string and middle string. And you got to really do everything, right? It's sort of like if you're, I don't know, maybe on the football team, you don't just run for exercise. You run, you kick, you pass, you tackle, you do everything, right? So why not do everything that you can to practice on your guitar? It doesn't mean you're going to be performing it that way. It's good to know that you can play it fast if you want to. Messing around there. So, have fun with that. Let me know if you have any questions. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you are in the market for a great Christmas gift, Cigar Box Guitars, been making them for 20 years. Brand new website, bluesboyjag.com. And we'll see you next time.